So, today we're going to crack open the secret playbooks of 4 companies that completely changed the way America shops. I'm talking about Walmart, Costco, Amazon, and CVS. And trust me, these aren't just stores. They are full-blown empires built on some seriously radical ideas. Let's get into it.
I know. It sounds like the setup to a really bizarre joke, right? A hot dog that hasn't changed its price since the 80s, a secret cloud computing deal with an intelligence agency, and a CEO in a grass skirt dancing in the heart of the financial world. But believe me, these aren't just answers for your next trivia night.
Nope, they are actually the keys, the crucial clues that reveal the core strategies of the companies we're looking at today. Each one tells a story about a fundamentally different way to win. So let's start with what you could call the first commandment of modern retail.
I'm talking about the absolute, relentless, all-consuming obsession with being the cheapest. You know, both Walmart and Costco built their entire empires on this one idea. But, and this is the fascinating part, they took 2 completely different roads to get there. And this quote from Sam Walton, it's not just some nice saying he put on a poster. It was literally the operating system for the entire company. Every single decision they made, from building out global supply chains to their famously ruthless negotiations with suppliers, was all built around serving that one boss by giving them the lowest possible price every single day.
And here's where you see 2 totally different ways to define low price. Walmart's playbook is all about everyday low prices. No confusing sales, no gimmicks, just a price you can trust to be low, backed by what is probably the most sophisticated logistics network on the planet. Costco, on the other hand, does something wild. They literally built a rule into their DNA. They will never, ever mark up a name brand item by more than 14%. Their profit doesn't come from selling you stuff, it comes from the membership fee you pay just to walk in the door.
And this story just perfectly captures the fanatical culture behind it all. See, Walton made a bet with his employees that he'd do it if they hit a really ambitious profit target. Well, they did. So he flew to New York, put on the skirt, and he danced. Look, this wasn't just some goofy publicity stunt. It was a physical demonstration of their entire management model. High performance, being frugal, and always keeping your promises. That was the heart of the company. Okay, so if being the cheapest is one way to win, there's another playbook that's just as powerful. Making customers so loyal, they actually pay you for the privilege of shopping. This is the membership moat, a strategy that Costco perfected and later on Amazon absolutely weaponized.
So what are we talking about here? It's this idea of a competitive moat. Just think of it like a castle. It's a powerful barrier that protects a company from its rivals. And for these 2 giants, that annual fee you happily pay is the foundation of their moat. Why? Because once you've paid it, you're locked in. You're psychologically and financially committed to shopping there to make sure you get your money's worth.
Let's break it down. With Amazon Prime, it all starts with that sweet promise of free, fast shipping. But before you know it, you're sucked into this entire ecosystem of video, music, and groceries. It's basically engineered dependency. You just come to rely on it for everything. Costco's bond is different. It's more of a philosophical alignment. You pay the fee because you believe in their promise of incredible value, which is perfectly symbolized by their amazing house brand, Kirkland Signature.
Which brings us right back to the hot dog. You gotta understand, this legendary quote from Costco's founder to his CEO, it has almost nothing to do with lunch. It's about a symbol. It's a physical representation of the company's promise to its members. That $1.50 price tag, it's a sacred pact. It screams, we will never stop fighting to bring you the absolute best value, even if we lose money doing it. That is how you earn trust that lasts for generations.
But, you know, to really dominate in the 21st century, just being a great store wasn't going to cut it. The ultimate playbook meant pivoting, becoming something way bigger.
Okay, let's talk Amazon. We all think of it as the world's biggest online store, right? The place you buy everything from books to batteries. But here's the secret. The e-commerce side of the business, the part we all use every day, is not where Amazon makes its real money.
This chart right here, this reveals the secret to Amazon's insane power. Its online store, the retail business, runs on razor-thin margins. But then you look at Amazon Web Services, its cloud computing division, and whoa, the margins are over 30%. That massively profitable cloud business is the hidden engine that funds the entire retail empire. It lets Amazon take risks, lose money on shipping, and fight price wars that other retailers just can't afford.
And if you want to understand just how huge AWS is, get this. Back in 2013, Amazon won a $600 million contract to build a private cloud for the CIA. Just think about the signal that sent to the world. If it's secure enough for the most secretive intelligence agency on Earth, it's definitely secure enough for your bank or your favorite airline. That single deal legitimized the cloud and cemented AWS as the backbone of the entire modern internet.
Now, CVS played a similar long game, but they did it inside the world of healthcare. This timeline shows an absolutely stunning decades-long strategy. It started as a regular store, then it bought Caremark, a company that manages pharmacy benefits, giving it huge control over the drug supply chain. But the real turning point came in 2014. They voluntarily walked away from $2 billion in tobacco sales just so they could credibly call themselves CVS Health. That move, sacrificing profit for principle, paved the way for their masterstroke, buying Aetna, a health insurance giant. All of a sudden, CVS wasn't a pharmacy anymore. It was this vertically integrated monster that owned the store, the pharmacy manager, and the insurer.
And all of this brings us right here, to today, to the final battlefield where all these playbooks are clashing, the great war between the giants of the digital world and the champions of the physical world. For years, everyone said Walmart's thousands of stores were this huge liability in the age of the internet. Well, they were dead wrong. That physical footprint has become its greatest weapon. With 90% of Americans living just 10 miles from a store, every single one of those locations is now a mini distribution center, a hub for online order pickups, and the foundation of the biggest grocery business in America.
Amazon, meanwhile, spent 30 years building the mirror image of that power, but in the digital world. It started with books, then just methodically expanded into, well, everything. It built a logistics network from scratch to rival FedEx and used all that cash from AWS to fund its relentless march into the physical world by buying companies like Whole Foods.
So here's the bottom line, the crucial point of it all. We're watching two totally opposite strategies smash into each other to win the exact same prize. Amazon started with servers and algorithms and is now furiously trying to build a physical presence. Walmart started with asphalt and concrete and is now building a digital empire right on top of it. They're both racing to become the same company, just starting from opposite ends of the track.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question, the one that will decide the future of American commerce. Can the undisputed king of physical retail, with its 6 decades of infrastructure and trust, successfully defend its empire against the most dominant digital force the world has ever seen? Well, the final chapter of that playbook is still being written.